Hey everybody, I want to welcome you to Desert Sky Mystics. Today we're going to be doing our monthly reading for Sagittarius for the month of October 2022. So these are general readings, which means they will not apply to everybody, but if they resonate with you, please make sure to like the video. That helps us know which messages land and which ones don't. And then, of course, if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. We'll thank you in advance for that. That helps us out. And of course, we'd love to have you as part of the family. So having said that, let's jump in and see what the month of October has for all my Sagittarius friends. Okay, Sagittarius. So let's see what we're dealing with. So we're dealing with oh, we got the control card here, which can go either way, but we also have the understanding card here, which is crossing it. So I almost get the sense that okay, so let's unpack this here. We have the understanding card, which is the idea of barriers are breaking down, and we also have the control card here, which means one, you're either looking for control or somebody has control over you. And I almost get the sense really that something or somebody actually has control over you that's causing you some issues, some headaches, some heartaches, depending on what area of life it is for you. So with the understanding card here, what's nice about this, though, is that whatever this issue is, it almost seems like this is kind of dissipating, that perhaps this control is a double-edged sword or a double meaning in that perhaps that somebody has had control over you or you feel like they've had control over you, and now that's starting to change where you're starting to get a grip back over your own situation, your own life, and so forth. And these barriers that were previously there are starting to break down so you can be off and be free again from whatever this was for you. We have the ordinary card again, which is to me a lot of times is about uncomplicating your life, getting back to the simple things, enjoying things that you used to enjoy. Either this could be a nostalgic thing, it could be just the way things used to be, and just being happy and simplifying things again, which would make a lot of sense, especially if these kind of barriers and these bars and these walls have been put up or start to break down. Perhaps these are the complications that's going away, and you're going to be able to get back to being and doing the things that make you happy in life, and gaining more control over your life. I do think that this is the case for you as well, because we also have the creativity card. And again, I think creativity is about just being happy, being yourself, being yourself in the absence of other people. So, for example, if it's a relationship, as you leave a relationship, finding and discovering yourself again, discovering who you are outside of that relationship, it's that type of energy for me. So, again, barriers breaking down, simplifying your life, getting back to the things that you enjoy, and finding yourself again. I mean, those are all things that it seems to me that you're shaking off whatever this control, whatever this issue was. This has been an energy that has, of course, obviously not been pleasant. We have the suppression card. This is kind of what has led you up to this point in time, what have been some of the things that have been going on here that have brought you here. And you've been dealing with like this suppression, this kind of pressure, the weight of the world on your shoulders. You felt like you haven't been able to go anywhere or do anything with this. We got the stone pillar coming in, the ropes holding you, the walls cracking around. It's just a very unpleasant energy. And that makes a lot of sense to me in terms of you wanting to be away from this and finally saying, hey, enough's enough. I have to change my life. And what's nice, though, is you're moving away from this energy and you're moving into this moment-to-moment card, which doesn't mean you're out of the woods yet. I mean, if you take a look at this, there's a lot of activity going on here. You can vaguely see some buildings, and these are like different colored gusts of winds and energy. But what you do have is that this monk-like person is just taking one step at a time. going stone by stone, not worrying about all this stuff and just really focusing on what they do next, which is really what we have to do when we pull ourselves out of situations like this, is you just take day by day and you deal with the things that come at you and don't worry about too much of the future. Don't get too hung up in the past, and you just keep moving forward. And before you know it, we're out of it, and we're looking back on it and just saying, thank goodness we're done with that. I think that's reinforced with the turning in card as well. It's the turning in card here is really about just listening to yourself, not listening to everybody else. And you can kind of see in this card, there's all these kind of faces in the clouds, and they're all chattering in her ears. She's kind of blocking all that. She's not listening to it. I think that's what a lot of this noise is. I think that's what a lot of this has been for you. And maybe even this control factor is perhaps it was, I mean, it could be work, it could be relationships, it could be family, it could be friends, it could just be the noise of the situation. It could be your own internal thoughts that were holding you in place here, and you're shaking all that off, and you are basically saying, that's not the way I want to live. It's time to make a change, and you're blocking that off now, and you're really stepping into, and you're attracting in a real balance, going inward, and finding out what you want, really evaluating these things and making decisions based off, your internal balance, your kind of getting yourself straightened out here. And it's kind of paired up here with the existence card, which the existence card traditionally, it's kind of speaking of the idea of being a part of something larger than yourself. But in this particular situation, I think it's just kind of paired up of it's you by yourself. You're listening to yourself, you're finding that balance, you're blocking this other stuff out. And that's really kind of what I'm getting out of all this. What's interesting too, is you also, I guess a lot of these are single, but for some reason I'm tied to this. I'm getting drawn to this. This is an individual person here, that's finding herself. And this is a person that's enjoying the simplicity life. And this person is blocking everything else out, and taking step by step, and then blocking everything else out, looking inward, finding that balance by themselves. So I think this is really about you. It's about looking inwards, about your decision to move away from whatever this other stuff was that was no longer serving you. And I think you're doing a great job. And to kind of wrap up this initial part of this reading here, we end this with the politics card. So this can be like the outcome. It can be like the key to the outcome. But I think the key to success here is really just recognizing the ugliness of what you've been dealing with. And the politics card here is kind of like a wolf in sheep's clothing, type card. And as you can see, once this mask is kind of removed, there's an ugliness there, and it's, sneaky and shady and kind of venomous type stuff happening. And I think that's really kind of what was happening on here. And I think it's important for you. And I think this is calling for you to make sure to keep that stuff in mind, to make sure that you look for that in the future so that you can avoid it. And I think you will. I think you've gotten a good taste of that, which has built up that experience that you needed to move on in life and really kind of see this stuff coming and see the red flags and move and step away from that before it actually creates a type of impact that is created on your life, at least in this particular scenario. So okay, so that's what I have for the reading for you for Sagittarius for October. I hope it's been helpful. If this video resonates with you, please make sure to like the video. And then, of course, like I asked before, if you have a quick moment, hit that subscribe button as well. I thank you in advance for that. So thank you once again for watching, and we will see you next time.